Okay, so we've got a bit of an interesting one this time round. We're the 20th of January. We're deep into dry January. I'm feeling the benefits of having a bit of a breather from alcoholic beverages and beers and stuff like that. And I picked this one up anyway in Tesco's. It's called So Beer. It's got Immunoboost in it. Let's see what it is up next. Okay, so on my hunting around for non-alcoholic beers, I stumbled across this one in Tesco's, and I wasn't really sure, other than the fact that it says So Beer on it, I wasn't really sure what the beverage was. Obviously, it was in the alcohol-free section, which is now outside of the gates of all of these supermarkets, which have to have their own in and out sort of doorways now. So all the alcohol-free beer is on the outside. So I was looking at it. I was actually picking up another beer at the time. I saw this and I thought, I'll have a look at this one. It is made here in Ireland in Leixlip, County Kildare. It's 0.3% ABV, and this is a totally different kind of beer altogether. It's not alcoholic, it's a vegan beer. It's got a hint of grapefruit. There's a little bit of a spiel on the back of it. I'm going to pour it and then I'm going to talk about it. When you open the beer straight away, before you even get to pour it, you immediately get this really nice spritz of grapefruit on the nose. It's actually quite strong. There's a real strong presence of grapefruit. So on the back of this can, it says So Beer is naturally brewed isotonic, light refreshing lager with only plant-based ingredients. So the whole idea behind this So Beer thing is it's so beer, but it's also they're trying to sidestep beer in the sense of it being a bad thing and make it a healthy thing in the sense that it's isotonic. It's got all these vitamins in it. It's got all these extra things in it. I'll read on and let you know what's in here. Yeah, it's all plant-based. It said naturally low in sugar and calories. What are the calories? Per 330ml can, there's only 40 calories. That's brilliant. The carbs are 7.5 grams. That's quite low for 330. And so is the sugar at 6.5 grams. So it's about a teaspoon and a half of sugar. That's not bad at all. It's got 99% happiness as part of the nutritional information on the back of the can. So that's a bit of fun, I suppose. Neutral CO2, vegan friendly. What else does it say? Naturally low in sugar and calories. It's packed full of complex B vitamins, B2, B3, B6, B7, B9, B12, polyphenols, which we get in beer anyway, and minerals, which occur naturally during brewing. Okay, yeah. With Immunoboost, which they've trademarked as their own technology. The parent company for So Beer is the Naked Collective. They've got other beers, or other drinks, I should say, in their range. This is the only one I've come across anyway. Studies indicate excellent benefits for immune health, physical health, energy levels, combating effects of stress and mental clarity. Now, the ingredients are water, barley, wheat. There is gluten in it. Oats, hops, natural fruit flavor, which has to be the grapefruit, and baker's yeast beta glucan. So I think they've taken the beta glucan out of the baker's yeast and added it into here. There's a grapefruit flavoring. It's unmistakable. It is a flavoring, so you know that it's not part of the hops profile, let's say, in a normal beer. The beer looks, when you pour it, the beer looks lighter in body. But I guess bearing in mind the market this is headed for, it's an isotonic thing. These thinner beers, these slightly thinner body on these beers, and all of the minerals and health benefits, all the vitamins and all that's supposed to get into your bloodstream quicker. Because it doesn't have to bypass, it bypasses, the liver, which is where we deal with all the alcohol, and then it's passed around the bloodstream. Whereas this just goes straight into, through the bloodstream and through the digestive system. Really, it's gonna be one of those really great alternatives, but you even just by the smell of this, if you don't like grapefruit, you're not going to like this beer. But if you do like grapefruit, or, you know, if you I think there's a neutral version of this beer, but if you do like grapefruit, this is just absolutely flooded with grapefruit aroma on the nose. So it's unmistakable, but it's even more grapefruit than, say, you know, if you cut a grapefruit in half, you'd have to put it right to your nose. And even then, it probably wouldn't taste as much of grapefruit as this does. So, I mean, is that a good thing? Does it make it artificial? You could say that, but I actually think it tastes... I mean, and the aroma of it, not the taste. I think the aroma of it is just really pleasant. It's fresh, it's bright, it's spritzy. And it has, like, you know, there's going to be a level of bitterness to it. Anyway, let's have a look at the beer and let's give it a sip. Cheers, Sláinte. There's a little bit of a head going on in here. I can tell the beer is thinner, but that's just going to make it more drinkable. You know, and we're not drinking beer here. It's made with barley and wheat, but it feels like this is slightly removed from a beer. So, you know, it feels more like not an energy drink. That would be a bad thing. It feels more like a health drink. This sort of drink you could have when you're doing running or doing any kind of exercise, but also perfectly acceptable as a non-alcoholic beer. It's just grapefruit. That's all there is on the nose. Anyway, let's give it a go. Well, again, straight away you're getting like a fizzy, spritzy, effervescing grapefruit punch straight on the mouth. You know, so there, you know, I know there's a lightness in it. As I said, I've had one can of this before. I know there's a lightness to it. But yet it still does, you know, if this wasn't called So Beer, you know, I would be able to drink this and say to myself, I understand that that's a beer. It's a non-alcoholic beer. So there is beer going on. There is tiny elements of, you know, barley and wheat going on in there. There's a tiny bit of breadiness, a bit of cracker, that kind of thing. But beer is almost the last part of it. The main part of this beer, this drink, I will say, is just the grapefruit, carbonated, fizzy grapefruit, effervescing, with a bit of malt body going on in it as well. But it feels fresh and probably feels a little bit healthy. I mean, the idea's been planted in my mind. The grapefruit does come across a tiny bit man-made, I will say. You know, it's not... I hate the word artificial because, I mean, it feels like this tastes really good. It tastes strong of grapefruit. I mean, I don't dislike that. If I was going for this in a bar, if this was being... I mean, I know this is sold in Tesco's, and I don't know if this is... You know, but I suppose if you buy it in Tesco's and bring it home and people are consuming beer beside you and you open up one of these, I would find it very, very much removed from the beer aspects of it. But at the same time, I would probably really enjoy this. I think there's a certain market for this type of beverage that, you know, will absolutely smash it, because I don't think there's anything out there like it. And because I can see it's a beer, it's got crystal clarity to it, has that golden complexion. It's a little bit on the thin side, but that just makes it more drinkable. And the grapefruit just keeps coming. It never stops, ever. And yet there is beeriness to it. It has barley character to it, but not so much so that you can discern different elements of the malts to it. Just like a barley and wheat character to it, and a fizzy, highly flavorful grapefruit element. And really, that's what it is, you know. And it's got all of this whole range of B vitamins to it, polyphenols and minerals which naturally occur in brewing, which you can get it from beer. You know, beer has a lot of good properties to it aside from the alcohol. Immunoboost, it's their technology. This is where they've extracted is that the beta glucans? Yeah, it's basically the technology is that they're suggesting this can help immune health. Look, I don't know how much I read into all of that stuff, but I definitely think that drinking this, I'm actually enjoying it. I could say it'd be nice served really cold, and it'd be nice. It'd be a nice way of having something to eat with a bit of a non-alcoholic beer-like beverage. Yeah, I guess that's all I can say about it. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I mean, would I go out and buy this specifically? No, not for me, but I could see other people buying it and really enjoying it. And it just keeps going on. That grapefruit just never ends. It really gets to you. There's a nice sharp bitterness to it, but it's thin enough that it just melts away in the mouth. It's really nice. Look, I enjoy it. That's my view on this brew. Is it a beer? That's debatable. It definitely tastes like a beer. It definitely has. It is a beer, but it definitely tastes like it's some kind of healthy option drink as well as beer. That's probably the best way of saying it. And yeah, I feel like, I don't know if what it would do for my immune system or whatever, but I do know that there's another option out there. So yeah, maybe give it a go, especially if you like grapefruit. Anyway, so be it from the Naked Collective. That's my view on the brew. Not bad at all. Cheers, slancha, and it's on to the next one. Bye.